Maybe we're not so different from dolphins after all. Oh, like here, I see a vocal greeting, a pectoral fin rub, and maybe a few chirps on parting.
Kathleen's colleague, Alejandro Acevedo, is an expert on dolphin feeding behavior. They're teaming up to figure out how dolphins communicate when they feed.
When I play back my videos, I slow the sounds way down and analyze them digitally. And it's amazing. What sounds like a short chirp to you and me actually contains many different signals. Dolphins can compress information, almost like a computer, and then read signals at a very high speed.
Just before it turns away, see how it turned away there? Yep. Look, there's a chirp.
Dolphins repeat the same sounds in a pattern that closely resembles the structure of human language. I get really excited when I discover a pattern, but I need more data to confirm it, if we can find the dolphins.
Kathleen, I spotted a pod just off the south tip of Abaco.
Thanks, George. Have a safe flight to Freeport.
A group of dolphins can travel 50 miles in a day, so the hardest part of Kathleen's job is finding them.
Communication is not the goal of every vocalization. Certain click sounds let dolphins detect hidden objects with great precision, using a kind of sonar called echolocation. Dolphins echolocate to find food. To study dolphin sonar, I'll use my new click detector, which can record very high-pitched clicks.
Small fish and crustaceans bury themselves in the sand as protection against predators. But the dolphins go right to the goodies, as if they can see right through the sand. And in a way, they can. When a dolphin sends out a stream of clicks, the sound bounces back and gives the dolphin a mental picture. It's as if they can penetrate solid objects, almost like an X-ray. Echolocation is not the only advantage dolphins have over the rest of us. Their two eyeballs move independently of each other. They can see straight back with one eye and straight up with the other. At bedtime, a dolphin closes one eye, so one half of the brain can rest, while the other eye watches for predators, like sharks.
Touch is a primary means of communication for all dolphins. Through skin sensitivity tests, we know that dolphins can feel even the lightest tap. A gentle rubbing of the pectoral fin is an affectionate gesture that I see again and again.
But dolphins are not all peace and love. Adult males sometimes kill porpoises and even young dolphins. Freckles has a double scar right behind his dorsal fin where another dolphin bit him. They can use their tail flukes to deliver a very nasty kick. Dozens of people have been bitten and seriously injured by dolphins. If a dolphin approaches you jawing aggressively, it's time to back off.
They're plenty aggressive and tough, but they're also capable of undeniable tenderness. In order to survive, dolphins are going to need care and support from future generations.
They make sounds like squawks, like squawk, or walk, walk, something like that. Now I'll show you guys some video, okay? You want to see the video? Okay.
Dolphins love to surf, but this is one of the first times we caught it on video. In South Africa, this contest for two-legged surfers was interrupted by dolphins who really know how to ride the waves.
So this is a dolphin birth. They come out tail first, and they breathe air just like we do. Watch it happen. It's the baby, and it goes right to the surface to breathe, to take its first breath of air. Yep, these are a lot of touch.
If dolphins are to survive, these kids have to care about them. They have to connect with the animals that Alejandro and I love.
So this is called a spinner dolphin because it jumps way high, higher than a basketball hoop.
The feeding behavior of dolphins is Alejandro's passion.
And let's go and okay, and getting active and more active until everybody is ready to go and ready to go eat. Well, that's the same thing.
To research their eating habits, Alejandro and Kathleen went to Argentina over Christmas break. The coast of South America is home to thousands and thousands of acrobatic, dusky dolphins. Alejandro and Kathleen will join their former professor, Bernd Versig, who did his fieldwork here over 20 years ago. Their special research permit will allow the scientists to get close to the dolphins. Kathleen will record their vocal signals while Alejandro studies their feeding strategies.
So this is Puerto Pyramide. Professor Versig always said this was a one-horse town. He's pretty literal.
Each morning, small groups of hungry duskies patrol the bay, looking for schools of fish to eat.
Oops, I see something over there.
Dolphins in a hurry move in long, flat leaps, as Professor Versig noted years ago. They move fast through the air, which is 800 times less dense than water.
That was a low salmon leap.
Low leap, yeah. As soon as we dive in, I spot a few duskies snacking on a small school of fish. But not enough to make a meal for a large group. But at least now we know more or less all the... A much larger school of fish is called a bait ball. And that's just what dolphins are feeding on somewhere out here. But where?
An Argentine researcher locates dolphins and calls in their position.
There is some activity to the southeast of you.
Professor Versig found that dolphins on patrol leap for a purpose. When they're high in the air, they can see for over 5 miles and spot signals from other dolphins. We think that dolphins leap high so they can see a flock of birds feeding on anchovies.
Several groups of duskies race toward the feeding birds. Their loud vocal calls could be to attract other dolphins to the hunt.
Looks like just blackbacks, maybe.
The first dolphins on the scene move onto the bait ball, driving it to the surface and cutting off the escape route below.
Dolphins circle the bait ball like cowboys herding cattle. Instead of shouting,